with the breeze in the first quarter. We estimate it's about a 5 or 6 goal breeze. That's a breeze picked up by Izzard. Gets it out to Elphinston, who couldn't take the mark. Attempted knock away by Daniels, not successful. It's a real scramble at centre field. Might almost have been in the back, but the umpires elect to let the play continue. That will be in the back for sure. No, the umpire says play on. And Glenn Hawker does just that. Essendon get booted into attack 7. Tries to mark. A little bit difficult to grab one hand. Ridden into the ground. In the back are holding the ball. It's the Essendon free kick. A little bit harsh there. It's taken by Keane. Keane from half forward against the breeze. Gotch standing the mark. On the shoulder, says the umpire. So 2 free kicks, and that one going to Sullivan directly in front of goal.
Actually, that was a good kick there by Keane. He kept the ball very, very low. Didn't allow the ball to get up in the breeze. We see there on replay, the ball kept low and Sullivan in front. And that's what you've got to do when you're kicking into the breeze, because the ball will drop. And Sullivan, former under-19 captain from Hawthorn, has his first shot at goal, and interesting to see whether he makes the distance. He's only 20-25 metres out from goal.
Be worth about 4 or 5 goals if he gets it, I reckon. Offside by a couple of metres and one behind to Essendon, the opening score of the game against the breeze, but that's worth a fair bit just the same. Ball back into play. That'll give you an idea of the breeze. Winmar takes a great grab in front of Folds.
Winmar, right half back, wants to play on. Along the grandstand side, it's a high kick. Big pack at the fall of the ball. Peter Budge, strong mark. John Peter Budge has this ball forward of centre wing. Goes with the left foot, not a good-looking kick. This is Buick across half back for Essendon. To Anderson, forced to kick with his right foot straight across the ground. Footways towards the outer side wing. Keane's in front of Daniels out there. Keane fell over. Now the youngster an opportunity. Daniels goes down towards half forward. It was intended for Marcoux down there. Duckworth comes away. Sweeping hand pass. Keane nicely to Buick. Buick on the outer side wing towards half forward. It bounces out of bounds and will have a throw in. And I think we're likely to see a lot of play on that outer side wing. Big crowd. Still plenty of people outside the ground. We can still see that cue we showed you as long as ever snaking away in the distance. There's the throw in. The battle forward of the pack. This is Harvey. Harvey swings it around the outer side in front of the scoreboard. And the good mark is taken there by Rice, going back with the flight of the ball. Rice up towards left half back. High kick back towards centre wing. Big pack into the air. Izzard roving the pack. Coughlin in close attendance. It's out of bounds and another throw in.
You might be right about play being over there a lot. Wind conditions here can absolutely play havoc with the game. Madden getting the front position. And a very successful tap out. Ball scooped out to Izzard. Chance for Grant to pick the ball up. You were a little bit slow in doing that. Got an attack of the fumbles. Now it's a chance for Hawker to go forward as he takes the hand pass at right half forward. Oh, he's run a country mile. No free kick, umpire. Well, the Saints may be able to get it out away. Dragged away through Coughlin up towards half forward. Half back, whichever you like. Good safe mark taken for Essendon by Anderson. The Bombers swing into attack again. Anderson's kick high. Not too long. Warren Jones. Back into the side today after serving a couple of matches in the sin bin. Goes for a pass. Little Gotch got flattened. Picked up for St.Kilda by Coughlin. Driven up towards right half forward flank. Peter Budge, who took that screamer earlier, decides to centre the ball, looking for Owen, and he just about takes it, breaks away, shoots, and puts it through. Well, they needed that one. He kicked 7 last week. I think he got, from memory, 4 or 5 in the first quarter. But St Kilda, with this gale behind them, must get the goals on the board. Donald?
Sure, Peter, but Peter Budge there, a player that's been down here for quite a few years, may have lacked a little bit of physical strength. He's only a youngster, came from Beverly Hills, about 20, 21 now, but just the way he's attacked the ball in the last couple of minutes shows that he has matured. He's got a stronger body, and he was responsible for getting that down to Rod Owen.
5 points the difference in the first quarter. First goal to Rod Owen of St Kilda, but Buick boots Essendon forward.
Ball goes towards half forward. Sullivan An awkward bounce, as you saw. This is Rice out of defence. A high kick back to the grandstand side. Almost the mark to low. It's knocked away. Roving the pack. This is Burke towards half forward. It bounces inside 50. Storming up the ground. An opportunity for Duckworth. He left it behind. Merriweather has dragged off it. They're going in pretty solidly. And the umpire Soares will bounce it down. Interesting. Timmy Watson is running around out there in number 39. Not his customary number 32. Picked up the wrong Guernsey. Any tactics in that. Everybody knows what he looks like. Madden wide of the pack. They battle for it. Anderson wins it. Wide into the path of Folds. He's at left half back, Gary Folds, towards centre wing. Waiting behind, Warren Jones. Met solidly by Harvey and White. This is Hawker meantime. Hawker down the ground, a man inside. Lays it off nicely. Clark back to Hawker. Over the top, number 39. There he is. Tim Watson spins out of one, off the second. He was dragged off it. Back it comes to Clark. 40 metres out. This looks pretty good. It's a goal against the breeze.
That's
goal by Clark.
Worth 3 or 4, that one.
Well, Essendon doing the right thing. Actually, both sides are starting to realise that if they're going to attack either goal, they've got to do it on the near side flank. And Essendon scored their goal by bringing it along the near flank. Watson there on screen, and St Kilda did likewise when they scored their goal. The outer side, the outer flank, is going to be the defensive side. It's very hard to bring the ball in against that breeze.
So both teams scoring goals so far. Knocked away by Madden. Gets it down to Marcoux, though. Well, good hip and shoulder by Danaher. Walker tries to get the ball clear. Too high, almost a book job, that one. Well, we predicted it could be a little bit rough. I think it's Clark that got KO'd. He has not moved. Now let's see if any books are coming out. Yes, the stretcher will be. So indicated the trainer. Yes, the book.
And that's bad luck, Peter, for Stephen Clark, because a couple of years ago, and I believe his career went back a couple of years ago, he broke his jaw very, very badly, and he hasn't been the same player since. Let's just hope that he goes on from here and he's all right.
Let's take a look at it in replay.
Well, there's no place for that.
Now let's see if the book has come out.
I don't think it has.
Well, it's amazing if it hasn't.
Must have lost it. Out comes the stretcher then. Always a sorry sight at any sporting venue. And here we are, just 7 minutes into this game.
Back into the late 70s, Dennis, where there was a very fiery game down here when Ditterich, Doug Booth and Gary Sidebottom all got reported. Sidebottom, I think Sidebottom or Ditterich got about 3 or 4 weeks for incidents down here, and then of course we had Phil Carman headbutting an umpire. So these clashes, Don, have produced some
fireworks. Go back a little bit further, Peter. I remember as a youngster, Barry Davis having his jaw broken. I think he ran into either Jimmy Reed or Guyatt.
Yes,
had
you're right.
Have his jaw strung.
So we might expect a few fireworks when play does continue. It won't, of course, until the stretcher has been taken from the ground.
St Kilda have been a very, very physical side over the years.
Yes, I think David Parkin would vouch for that. He was KO'd here a couple of times. Now, we didn't see any books come out, but of course that means there... it doesn't necessarily mean there wasn't a report, because the emergency umpire has the power to report, and indeed he may have written it in the book.
But really, he didn't raise his... If you watch that in replay slowly, he didn't raise the elbow. It was more the shoulder, and I think Warren would have learned from his trip to the tribunal, and he didn't raise the elbow, didn't put out a straight arm or anything along that line. He just met him solidly hip and shoulder, and well, it's not nice to see, but it was obviously well within the rules.
Yes, on that replay certainly he didn't raise the shoulder, so a lot will be said about it, I dare say, in the days to come. But from a point of view of the game, a great goal kicked by Clark against the breeze, and in our estimation here today, it's probably worth 3 or 4. You can score them against the breeze. But a bad blow for Essendon.
David Flood warming up.
Flood number 28.
And they will have to rearrange their side, Essendon, because Clark is a forward rover, and Flood is a specialist forward, or back. He's a utility player, but he's not a rover.
The game held up for quite a few minutes, which will necessitate quite a bit of time on. The clock out there on the scoreboard showing 10 minutes. I dare say we've had about a 3 or 4 minute delay at least Now the stretcher is off the ground. The play will continue. Flood comes on. Let's see where he's going.
Down to the forward line it looks.
It's going to be a free kick to Essendon anyway, to be taken by Alan Izzard at centre field for, I guess we say, Dennis, a high tackle.
Yes.
And he's off in no uncertain terms. Runs his full distance. Gets Essendon into attack again. Watson fires out a hand pass. Rice and Buick. Buick gets there first. He's very close to the boundary line, though. St Kilda defenders will take it out. It's going to be a boundary throw-in about 15 to 20 metres from the behind.
It's very important now that the team gets in front, because usually after a skirmish such as that, the umpires pay the first free to the fellow in front.
Salmon, Jones behind them. Elphinston back towards centre field. It bounces very high. Clears the first couple. Chance for Madden behind. Rogers gets it out. Izzard rides a bump. What's the decision? Off the ball it must have been. It's a kick to Jones. Don't know why. Jones has it. May have been a throw. Jones goes down towards half forward. On the lead is Owen. Owen's marked this outside 50. Decides to run around the man on the mark. He's too nimble for Duckworth. He's away. They've got him now. Hand passes down towards the pocket. Chance for Essendon to clear the zone. Peter Budge on the base of all of that has been penalised for holding the ball. So the umpires, as Don predicted, very quick with the whistle now. This is Izzard deep in his own defensive area. Back towards centre. Danaher the target. Knocks it away. Taken by Watson. Watson on the burst through the centre. Kicks towards half forward. Salmon is up. Good mark taken by Salmon. No. Built. McConville. Down went McConville. He was taken high. In goes Grant meantime. Goes out wide. This is Marku from half back. Kemper sprayed behind the play. There goes the kick from Marku. Deep into attack. Owen. Great judgment. Little nudge on Duckworth. Close to the boundary line. He can't keep it in. Well, can they? Yes, they can initially, but not eventually.
So St Kilda's forward area. They need to get a few goals on the board. It's right on 50 metres.
Free kick.
And it's going to Duckworth. I didn't see what that was for. So Billy Duckworth right on the boundary line. And that might be out of bounds on the full. It is.
I think once you get over that side, you're really going to have problems trying to keep it out of the gutter.
Robert Elphinston will take the free kick. Elphinston, left half forward flank, dropping a little bit short. Easy mark for Madden. Folds. He's going to come across goals, and this could be dangerous. Hand pass is taken by Merriweather. Gets it back, caught by Winmar. That was a great tackle. Back it comes to Nick Walsh. He gets offloaded by Winmar. Good hip and shoulder bump. So weight being used freely at the moment here. Little gotch. Touched off the boot. A play on call from the umpire. O'Donnell fumbles. Now it comes down to Harvey. Harvey's kick out towards the centre wing, outer side. Racing for it for the Saints. Here's Nathan Burke. Gets around Hawker, but only just. Might have been grabbed a little bit too high. And we'll take the free kick for such a penalty. And that's 50 metres, Glenn Hawker. Pretty silly. A player of your experience. So Nathan Burke will come up to the 50-metre line. But it's pretty silly, Don, because with this sprint he's within scoring distance now.
Well, he is, Peter. The breeze blowing into the left-hand side pocket, so it'll be interesting to just watch what he does with this kick.
Nathan Burke, 55 out. Not a good pass or kick or whatever, because the mark has been taken by Darren Buick. Just up from full back. So Buick a chance to relieve the pressure for Essendon. And they're defending pretty stoutly at the moment against this stiff breeze.
Plenty of filling in this game as he goes in short to the veteran. Gary Folds from half back. He sends play towards centre wing. Again on the breeze. It drifts very close to the boundary line. Burke goes back and takes the mark. He's playing in the centre. He's having difficulty kicking this ball with that breeze. Getting it down is a problem. That time, wow, Jones collided with the umpire. Jones is down off the ball. Meantime, Grant goes in over the ball for St Kilda. Knocks it back into the congestion. Keene's on top of it. Claimed out there by Daniels, and the umpire is going to bounce it down. That's umpire Rowan Soares, who's a little sore, I think, after that collision with Warren Jones.
Couldn't you be?
A lot happening. Warren actually got the worst of it. He fell down. Umpire Soares kept on his feet. Knocked through the congestion there by Grant towards half forward. Rogers goes back, falls over. Big scramble. Jones is in there, and he's been penalised.
decision.
Will be taken in defence by Buick, who's been lively. Now, in fact, Buick leads the ball. This is Merriweather. The umpire insisting it goes to Buick, I fancy. So Buick will take the kick out at right half back. Conditions dominant so far in this game. Overriding the skills of the players, and that's a challenge for them. They need to come to terms with the conditions. Buick breaks away from half back. A high kick towards half forward. Salmon's in front over the top. Jones takes the mark.
It's good to see Warren Jones taking marks across that half-back line, because this is where he has fallen down. He's a good tap ruckman, but just around the ground he left a little bit to be desired in his career.
Jones promptly kicks it out of bounds on the bounce, and we'll have a throw-in out there. Essendon a 1-1. St Kilda a goal.
And Essendon doing very, very well into this breeze.
Just over 14 minutes remaining in this first term. Effectual ruck play behind the pack, an opportunity now for Rogers. He breaks away from half back. That ball hanging up in the breeze as we saw. Down goes Grant. He was met solidly by Sullivan. Once more, the players coming quickly.
50 metres.
And 50 metres is granted to Grant.
Let's take a look at it in replay. Totally unnecessary from Sullivan. A lot of science went into that tackle. Bring him up almost to within kicking distance. We saw Jeff Ferring here a few years back now kick a goal from the centre circle, Don, didn't we?
It was a magnificent kick.
Let's see what this one's like. I don't think you'll kick them with punts like that. The old Torp is the one that's needed. Izzard in front, boots it out of bounds on the full. Free kick to St Kilda.
It's an interesting kick.
Peter Budge will take it. Well, St Kilda having a few problems with their kicking so far. Gotch is looking for it. He's on his own. O'Donnell a little bit slow to pick him up. Need to aim for the right goal post. Might be a score. Only one behind. So scores level in our match of the day. 2 games today to complete round 4. 7 points each. Duckworth. Predictably goes towards the outer side. Jones went for the punch, had a fresh air shot. In fact, had 2. The high tackle, but Harvey put his head down. Here's a chance for a goal. Gotch's shot is off target. 1 behind. 1 goal 2. St Kilda lead by that margin. The umpire coming in to remonstrate with a couple already. Duckworth also being spoken to by the umpire. Strange.
2 lively customers, Rod Owen and Bill Duckworth. Actually, what's happening? I was asking the cameraman to move behind the goals.
So Duckworth for a lead across the half-back line, again to the outer side. Ball really standing up in the breeze, out of bounds on the full. Not very good, William. And the free kick for St Kilda will be taken by Daniels at left half.
Daniels tries to centre the ball. In front is Walsh. Duckworth over the top, fisting away. Now an opportunity for Jones. Tries to crash his way through the pack. Mark Koo rides a bump in the square, and the umpire will ball it up. Umpire Smith quick to blow the whistle that time. So ball up about 10 metres out from St Kilda's attacking goal, and they lead by a solitary behind. There's the bounce. Rucks go to it. Over the top, Madden. Rogers tries to knock it on, misses. At close quarters, gets it across to support. Walsh scrambles a kick out. It's taken by Gotch. He goes with a right foot, pulling it back. That's a good centering kick. Madden was up, couldn't mark. Peter Budge out of the pack.
The second.
Peter Budge, a real headache up the forward and playing very, very well. Good kick by Bradley Gotch. You've got to centre the ball, open up the goals, especially when you're deep in a forward pocket as Brad Gotch was on that occasion. You see there the strength of that breeze whistling through John Peter Budge's hair, but here it is on replay. That high kick in towards the centre. The pack gathers. 22 there is Budge. He roved the pack. The ball had to come to ground, and he is very, very impressive. This is the best game I've seen him play.
Peter Budge's second goal. St Kilda need a few more though before the quarter time siren. It'll be a long quarter. Harvey boots Essendon forward up towards their half forward line, and it's a mark down there in defence to Rice. With the breeze, St Kilda player going down was low. It's a scramble at centre field. Free kick to St Kilda for in the back or whatever. Gotch to take it. Smallest player on the ground by quite a few centimetres, one would reckon. Looking for Owen, the flyer at the back. No Duckworth in front. No, in fact, it was no mark anyway. Essendon defence through Duckworth, run the ball out well. Keane can kick it very long. Daniels late on the scene, folds down, ball in front of him. Daniels second chance in pursuit. There's Nick Walsh. Ball drops short, is playing tricks out there. Peter Butch, can he make it? 3, that's pretty close, but it's drifting away with the breeze and goes through for 1 behind. So St Kilda's total now to 2 goals 3. And they lead Essendon 1-1. Don't think it's enough though, Don, do you?
I don't know, Peter. It's hard to say. I'm reserving my opinion at the moment because I'd like to see what Essendon can do with the breeze. It's tricky. We didn't see a reserve great team, so it's pretty hard to formulate an opinion.
And this is Darren Buick at the left half-back flank for Essendon, just on 50. Goes for the short pass to number 39, which is Watson. Or who is Watson? He's grabbed, drops the ball, free kick.
Goes down.
I think the ball's going to be taken off Stuart Lowe. He might go Watson's way.
He made a meal of it, but he did pop one.
Academy Award performance, Tim.
Lowe surrenders the ball, and that's bad footy because from there, on the breeze, it would have been in the goal square. This is the attacking wing. Essendon risked it to bring it around this side. Magnificent mark is taken there by number 36. Right for the top, that's Jeffrey.
Bob Jones going off, and Spiro Corkamilli's coming on for St Kilda.
Jeffrey back towards half forward after the great mark. Big pack in the air. Crashing his way through was Owen. This is Anderson with an opportunity. Scrambles it out towards the half-back flank. It bounces out of bounds, and we'll have a throw-in. St Kilda 2-3. Essendon 1-1. We have 9 minutes, 9:51. In fact, and counting, remaining in this first term. Lowe's in front. Flicks it behind the pack. Gotch knocks it on towards the boundary. Again, it's out of bounds. Another throw-in. About 15 metres closer to St Kilda's goal.
Now, Stuart Lowe, he's going to go for this head-out, has got to bring the ball back in towards the centre-half forward position and again open up the goals for St Kilda.
Coughlin could peel off in that direction. Comes forward, though. Hawker. Close to the boundary line, Hawker. Still he goes. Out of space, out of bounds. Corkamillis going in solidly.
Simon Madden, on the other hand, would be doing exactly what he tried to do then, hitting it towards the boundary.
Beautiful day, despite the breeze. Quite sunny conditions. Winmar tries to go through, taken high, and wins the free kick. Well played by Nicky Winmar. Eyes only for the football. A massive crowd, as you can see. And still, I think some trying to get into the game.
Yes, that's right, Dennis. Queue of about 200 or 300 metres still.
Here's Nicky Winmar. Kick from inside 50. In fact, it kicks on the line. The line pretty good. Did it clear the pack? Wait on the goal umpire. Yes, it did.
Well, Nicky Winmar, I make no bones about it. He's one of my favourite players. The thing I like about Winmar, he's a very exciting player when he's got the ball, does the unpredictable, but also will work very, very hard when he hasn't got it. Here he is, right on that 50-metre line. Beautiful kick in towards goal, but as I mentioned, he does work particularly hard off the ball. Now, this centre bounce is going to be interesting because Terry Danaher came through very hard from the centre-half forward position. We'll see what he does this time.
14 points the difference after Winmar's goal, but will it be enough? A stop play, free kick going Essendon's way at centre field for an infringement. Ball booted out by Danaher to Buick on the run. Gets some space to get around Evans. Goes for the pass, not a particularly good one. Sullivan pinned. High tackle on Anderson, one would have thought. Nothing for that, says the umpire. Play on. St Kilda tried to do just that. And it comes to Frawley. Good mark by Peter Budge. Low. Strong shepherd on Nick Walsh. Peter Budge is going goalward. They won't catch him. The kick needs to be straight. Oh, it looks a ripper. But only 1 point. Very, very close from Peter Budge. He's already kicked 2 goals. And proving quite a headache down there.
Well, it's side to side. If you're kicking with that breeze, blowing to the right of screen, you've got to come to this near flank as St Kilda did on that onslaught.
Back into play. Chance for Elphinston, the defender. Now having a shot. Marku, he's got it. 4 goals in the quarter. Most of them late in it. 4-4 to 1-1, the difference of 21 points.
Well, St Kilda would have liked to have started the way they're finishing now. They made a bit of a meal of it early on, but I think there's still quite a bit to play in this quarter because of that incident that happened earlier in that in the quarter when Stephen Clark was taken off the ground. So St Kilda just starting to get their act together.
Just over 7 minutes left in the first term, 21 points the difference.
One down by Madden. Walker grabs, scrambles it out. Down goes Watson. He's going to get the free kick. Tim Watson is on left centre wing. Will go down towards the pocket. Weighted up intelligently. Goes looking for Flood. Too much carry on the kick. Elphinston gets there and paddles it towards the boundary line for the Saints and gets it out of bounds.
Elphinston covering a lot of ground. He was down the forward line earlier and now he's defending.
Tough game of football, this one. The Saints lead 28-7. Paul Salmon. And Warren Jones doing the ruck work down there. Salmon backward of the pack. Opportunity for Buick now. Hand pass was knocked down by Rice. They go after it. Buick was held.
No worries.
Now he'll kick it goal from about 35-40 metres out. This will be interesting. He'll go across the breeze. Nobody's standing the mark, so he plays on. Industrious football by Buick, but the kick not a good one. Elphinston couldn't take the mark. Gets it out of bounds. Was it deliberate? Not according to the umpire. And we'll have a throw in.
It was an interesting kick because when it left his boot, it was going in the direction of goal, but the breeze caught it and took it out of bounds.
6 minutes and 5 seconds remains in the term. Buick has been very busy. Hooks it around the corner. McConville goes in. Sliding in there with desperation was Frawley. Emerging with the ball is Sullivan. And the umpire will bounce it down. The umpires have earned their keep in the opening term. There's David Sullivan. Bounce about 15 metres out from Essendon's attacking goal. Ground in glorious condition. Neither ruckman touched the ball. Izard fell over. This is Sullivan. Gets it across to support. Kick it goal from Keane is way off target. It's gone out of bounds on the full in the left full forward pocket. Elphinston takes the kick. Grandstand side. Push in the back. Surely on Winmar. Winmar will get the kick. Right half back. The offending player was Foles. A game of many mistakes. Winmar long towards half forward. Look at that kick go. Pack into the F. Fisted on out there by Codlin. Peter Budge, who's had a wonderful turn, knocks it wide. Keane leads in the race towards the outer side. Has it right half back. Kicks for space. And it bounces out of bounds midway between right half back and right centre wing for the Bombers.
So boundary throw in. Just under 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Low against Madden. Madden wins it, far too tall. Now he's got Keane. He's right on the boundary line again. And then Hawker marks in front of his opposite number 33, Robert Elphinston. Hawker gave away a 50-metre penalty early in the quarter with some silly play. One of the most experienced with Gary Foulds in their lineup. That's almost a mark. In fact, the umpire has played it. Let's see who it is. It's Grant. Grant from left half-back flank for St Kilda. Drives them into attack. We're playing time on. As Dennis mentioned, it will be a long quarter. Izard in attack of the fumbles at a crucial moment, shepherded by number 39, Tim Watson today. Left the gear behind, one can presume. Mark to St Kilda. Now the umpire has brought it back. Now why isn't the advantage rule played there as Frawley goes forward? Interesting.
Actually, he's running away from the umpire. And he wouldn't have heard that because the breeze would have carried the sound to the outer flank.
The ball will come back anyway. He's on left centre wing. 4 minutes left in the term. So plenty of time yet for either team to get a goal or two. It's Rice to take the kick. He's out at the back. Man in front is Madden. Plays on to Foulds. Foulds across the half-back line. Goes for a pass out towards the grandstand wing. There are plenty of spaces out there. Elphinston gathering some useful possessions in the first quarter onto Evans, who gets tackled just a mite high. There will be a free kick at right half forward flank, right in front of the interchange area. Now he's around the mark, so it's a play-on call. He's put it high. Who have St Kilda got down there? Owen couldn't take the mark. Not pretty high. And umpire Rowan Saws again decides to bounce it about 20 metres out from goal.
Looked a rather easy mark. Rod Owen should have taken that, what seemed an easy mark on his chest.
There's the bounce. Low over the top. Rogers trying to go through. Izard the kick out of the congestion. Keane, clever mark, running with the flight of the ball. Gavin Keane in the back pocket. Goes around the outer side wing. That kick grabbed by the breeze. Close to the boundary line. It's out of bounds. Frawley and Salmon battling there. Boundary throw and upcoming. Tony Danaher's on the ground. Didn't see who went off. Anderson's off the ground, is he?
Interesting to note too, Dennis, as that throw-in came in, there is not one player on the Essendon forward line.
Build a block of flats down there, Don, couldn't you?
Throw in, one forward by Lowe. This is Hawker to Rogers. Untidy looking hand pass, but well played by the big fellow, Andrew Rogers, the #1 draft pick from Woodville. Kick, ill directed. Elphinston takes the mark in front of the scoreboard, brings play back towards the middle, a high kick. Big pack assemble at the fall of the ball. It's knocked away by Keane. Izard leads in the race. Will it stay in play? Yes, it bounces on its point for him. Izard on the boundary line, hugs it, and the ball has gone across the boundary line on the fall just in front of Flo.
Certainly hugged it all right. His kick back towards centre field. Corkamil is a late inclusion in the side over to Gotch. Gotch up towards Owen. Can't take the mark. Peter Budge or Marku. They're their goal kickers so far. O'Donnell sensibly goes for the boundary line. Obviously deliberate, but he won't be paid. Good defence. And Essendon have defended pretty well throughout most of the quarter, especially the first 10 minutes or so. The chance with the breeze next term. Lowe and Madden. Madden again to the boundary line. I think that was Gotch again, but he got ridden over the line. Buick picked it up just inside. I thought it was out. Salmon. Will he get there first? He does. From Frawley. Might have almost been grabbed when he didn't have it. Salmon goes for the hand pass. The recipient was Hawker. Now it's Keane's turn. That's smothered. It will be out of bounds now. Left half forward flank, or perhaps a little bit out from there. And the throw in to take place with just over a minute to go in the quarter. Salmon against Lowe. Neither wins that. I guess Don would be reasonably happy with their first term effort, though.
Yes, they would. And they're also playing quite a few players behind Tim Watson and Simon Madden, both on the ball players playing across half back line.
Madden over the top. And once again, a boundary throw in. It's about 15 metres closer to St Kilda's goal, but the way Essendon are playing it, I don't think there will be any further.
32 seconds and counting down, as you can see. Low in front of Salmon. It falls forward of the pack. Coughlin going nowhere. Same can be said for Sullivan. Rogers out of the pack towards the boundary line. Beats Keane across the boundary line. Throw in upcoming. So Essendon, a valuable goal into the breeze. Stephen Clark, the first of the game. They trail 1-1 to 4-4. An interesting second quarter, certainly, as Salmon wins it down. Gotch at the base of the pack. Hawker. Hand pass came out from Burke, taken by Daniels right on the siren. Quarter time at Moorabbin. St Kilda lead 28-7. Just checking their goal scorers: Winmar, Marku, Peter Budge and Owen.
Second quarter from our match of the day. 21 points the difference in favour of St Kilda, but this quarter kicking against a gale. They'll be kicking to the left of screen against the strong northerly. Danaher gets the ball out of the centre for Essendon. Up towards their half forward line. Daniels overruns the ball. Keane, well tackled by Gotch. Wild hand pass comes out in the direction of Nicky Winmar from left half back flank. Winmar spears the pass up towards the left centre wing, but it'll be out of bounds. In fact, almost out of bounds on the full. It came off a shin, one would have thought, but the boundary umpire says it will be a throw in. Capacity crowd here today. Jones jockeying for front position. Over to Corkamilus, a late inclusion in the side. His kick slews off the side of the boot, or was it the wind that carried it the way it did? Chance for Essendon to go forward. It's Danaher. That's Anthony Danaher, and the mark is taken down there by Jeffrey. And what a great grab. Jeffrey just up from left half back. Ball standing right up into the breeze. Buick has the front position. Coughlin grabbed a little bit too high. No free kick, says the umpire. Buick dives in on top of Owen. Now to Winmar again. St Kilda crowd naturally looking for a free kick. There might be one here. It'll go to Daniels, I think. Two redheads out there. Daniels takes the free at left centre.
Daniels towards centre half forward. Coughlin. Brave attempt to mark. This is Jones. Work. Corkamilus. Awkward bounce. Shows courage as he goes back after it. Pushed in the back according to the umpire. Corkamilus has the ball midway between left half forward and centre half forward. Towards the left full forward pocket. Intelligent kick. And Lowe takes the mark.
When they called it, Dennis, that was an intelligent kick. He kicked it into the breeze, and that's the only way you can make an attack at that goal. Low in front, a big fellow, noted for his marking, got tremendously big hands, and a real focal point last year at centre-half forward for the St.Kilda team.
Here's Low then. About 25 metres out, starts at left, tries to come back, but does its best work having passed the goal line. So, first blood in this term at least to St Kilda, 4-5, Essendon 1-1. Let's see how Essendon play it now. Gary Folds, a veteran. I don't think they'll go too deep to the outer side. He'll probably go straight down the middle. He does, and the breeze just pushes it slightly towards the outer side of the ground. This is Anderson back on the ground to Rogers, the two South Australians combining. Rogers scrambles a kick only as far as Burke, the youngster from forward of centre wing, wobbles one out towards right half forward. Marcoux, he's got the run of it and support, lays it off to Burke. Burke from right half forward towards Low again. Up he goes, couldn't take the mark this time. This is Folds. Offering a lead grandstand wing is Keane, surrounded by Saints. Man on though, that's Hawker. He takes the short pass to Hawker, thought about going. Avoids a right from Owen. Sends play down towards half forward. Watson edged under the ball. Almost the mark to Jeffrey. He's very strong overhead. McConville takes the ball off hands. Towards the outer side, the speedster is Gotch. What about the hand pass? On centre wing, goes for the low kick. Buick has been a star. Down he goes, could have almost got the free. This is Anderson. Anderson breaks away. After him goes Burke. Hand pass comes across to O'Donnell. O'Donnell with the left foot down towards half forward. Jones waiting behind. He read it well. Gets it to McConville. Rice is peeling off. But the kick is longer. Over the head of Winmar. Bad luck for the Saints. Danaher does well. Gets it across to Hawker. Hawker having a grand duel in the centre with Burke. Goes for the long kick down towards full forward. Going back is Sullivan. It's out of bounds on the full in the forward pocket.
Well, the wind really carrying that ball from Glenn Hawker. Through to McConville will take the free kick. Darryl Baldock watching from the height in the stands. Well, Madden, not much science in the leap at the back. He couldn't get near it, but Anderson picks it up well. Anderson from about 65 out. He's put it high. Who have Essendon got down there? Knocked away by Jeffrey. Ball, will it beat Salmon? No. Can't get boot to ball. Out of bounds it will be. So a throw in about 5 to 8 metres from the behind post. Essendon's left forward pocket. Just over 20 minutes left in the second term. Jones and Salmon. Jones had a fresh air shot. Salmon comes out with the ball. Hawker marks it. It wasn't 10 metres. Flame holding the ball. No, held to him, says the umpire. Jones dived on top of him.
One of those marks where you think, why me?
Jones and Salmon, it's a wrestle. This time it's knocked out safely to Corcomelis, and Kilda will get clear. He's hugged the boundary line. The two number 27s are out there. Madden had the front posse, but neither could bring it down. Now he's fired out the hand pass to Izzard. He tried to get onto his right foot, successfully executes the manoeuvre. Jones missed one that he probably should have grabbed. Frawley. Well, some beautiful work through rather heavy traffic down there from the skipper. At the back is Owen. Again got two hands to it. And once more the two number 27s do battle, but the umpire says it's a free kick. Play on was the call. Picked up by Corcomelis. He's done well since he came on. Corcomelis' pass, not a particularly good one. Walsh goes for the hand pass, picked up by Izzard.
Izzard back towards half forward. High floating kick on the breeze. McConville drops a mark. That's uncharacteristic. McConville. Ample time there to break away. Back towards the outer side. Izzard leads in the race close to the boundary line. Tries to keep it in. Coughlin got a hand to it and knocked it back across the line. Boundary throw and upcoming. Interesting, Greg Anderson on the outer side is picking up a few possessions in this term. This is the sort of day that can play a player back into form. The ball on that side all the time, and if Anderson is prepared to work, we'll find he gets the opportunities. There he is in the background as Madden has the ball. Madden has been tireless so far, sends play towards centre half forward. Salmon was the leaper. It falls behind them. Jard free, an opportunity for Essendon now. On all fours, Harvey gets it across to Hawker. In turn goes looking for Danaher. Danaher running away from his own goal is confronted there by Jones. Down he went. Still they go after it. Brilliant play by Coughlin. He's a terrier, Coughlin. He ran into a dead end. O'Donnell gets a hand pass across to Buick. Buick twisting and turning superbly. Gets a hand pass in turn for Danaher. Shrugs a tackle. Dragged off it. Hand pass comes out now from Flood. Buick back towards Flood. Well, they're playing footy at close quarters. It's not pretty. It's a St Kilda free after all of that. Great hustle
pretty football, but it is certainly good spectator interest-packed football.
Crotch got a hand to it and knocked it across the boundary line.
Pack was right. You can see there in the background, not too many free spaces. Jones in front, Madden at the back. Madden wins it, beautiful knockout, tried to find Buick. Anderson got it first, got rid of it pretty quickly when tackled by Winmar. A good block. Danaher. Frawley might have just got a hand of that to help it on its way to the boundary line. It was too fast for McConville to pick up. To the throw in of Essendon's right forward pocket. Now big chance here. Salmon will try to get the ball over the back. Jones towards the boundary line. And they'll come clear. McConville takes the tap down from Grant. More holding up in the breeze. Buick gets there first, spins out beautifully. Well caught though by Daniels ultimately. The two redheads doing battle on the bottom of that stack up. Keane has a snapshot, but the whistle had already gone. Did actually go through the bigger posts, but it won't count. Buick 8 kicks now. And 3 hand passes. So a bounce down about 25 to 30 metres out from goal. Jones wins that one. Hit it straight to Keane, who will put it out of bounds. I would think that is the case. Free kick will be going to St Kilda, and the recipient will be Peter McConville.
Well, the Saints absorbing a lot of pressure. Here's McConville. He'll be forced to bring it on this grandstand wing, which is something they don't want. He kicked into the man on the mark. This is Flood to Hawker. He left the ball behind. This man can do something from here. He's a magnificent kick normally, Buick, and he's hit the post.
No, he hit the flag pole behind, I think.
It's a goal then.
Well, that was an incredible goal. Then I thought he hit the top of the post. But I think Peter McConville might have made a mistake there. He's had 2 kicks from deep in the full back line. I would be inclined to direct play to the other side of the ground, because this side of the ground, the near side, is the attacking side. And you see there the ball, a high ball, and yes, it did go through the goal. I thought it might have hit the post as well.
Well, it did hit a post, but it wasn't a goal post, and so a valuable goal to Essendon this quarter, kicking with the breeze. Free kick going St Kilda's way from that scrimmage at centre field. The man with the long hair is Alex Marcoux.
I'm still looking. I can't work out what post it hit.
I think it holds a net down there, doesn't it, Dennis? Duckworth is caught with the ball, but umpire Peter Rowan Saws says it's held to him. Right on St Kilda's 50-metre attacking line. Jones and Madden. Jones thumps that one away, but doesn't get it past O'Donnell. Now it comes back to Owen. Into the right boot. Kicking out of danger there is Merriweather for Essendon. Ball for St Kilda, taken by young Nathan Burke. Right into the square. Punch away by Flood. By Nick Walsh it was. St Kilda fans looking for holding the ball, and he's paid a couple today, but not on that occasion. Only Duckworth, maybe a little bit lucky.
Stuart Lowe's got the opportunity here to kick a goal if he uses his body properly and tries to grab the ball.
Couldn't do so. Corcomelis did. Duckworth will get clear onto the left foot defensively, long towards the outer side, past Elphinston, but a chance for Jeffrey. Jeffrey's gone for a pass. Marcoux inside 50, around O'Donnell, high. Out comes Daniels, 2 hands to it, a mark, no. Very close. Gotch will look for a hand pass over the head of Winmar, but he might be able to make amends. He's well shepherded. The shot for goal is close. But that Win really dragging it right away, and Simon Madden takes the safe mark.
Top defensive mark, plays it off to Izard. Izard goes towards the outer side. And Tony Danaher in front takes the mark. 4-5 St Kilda, 2-1 Essendon. 14 and a half minutes remaining in the term. There's Anderson to O'Donnell in trouble. That's holding the ball.
Great tackle.
Winmar just peeled off and went to him. Great vision. And he clamped on the tackle. Nicky Winmar, a very talented footballer. Alongside the centre circle. Tough game of football this one. Winmar back into the forward line. Fisted away down there by Rogers. Corcomelis into the oncoming Danaher. Deft deflection across to O'Donnell. O'Donnell through the centre. Hawker's in front. He appears to have been shifted out of the centre to Duckworth. Duckworth, long kick. It'll carry the players down there. No, Flood going back has taken the mark. He had the option of letting it go. It was on line, and that was a very good mark. That ball was coming quickly, and Flood going back took it surely.
David Flood, who started on interchange bench.
In he comes. This should be a goal. It is. Essendon doing well now, 3-1 to 4-5, and still 13.5 minutes remaining in the term.
And Warren Jones coming off. We can see there on screen with former great Cowboy Kevin Neal. Coming on is Stephen Turner. The mark again, David Flood from Nil, the youngster, an outstanding youngster. It's taken a little while to mature. Didn't have a good game last week, hence the fact he started on interchange this week.
Essendon now trail by only 10 points. We're about midway through second quarter. Anderson had a fresh air shot at that. Turner was late on the scene. The umpire set a free kick to Essendon, and it will go to Billy Duckworth.
The umpire's not bouncing the ball particularly well in the centre.
Maybe the wind could account for that. Duckworth. Up to Watson. Number 39. He didn't bring garters or jumper today. Fold funneled out of position. Coughlin goes for the hand pass. Daniels takes it, left centre wing. Gets clear of Rogers, but only just. Up to Owen. Fumbles at the crucial moment. That's O'Donnell in, just about playing. Gets around one, gets around two. Now back to Harvey. Went for the tap onto Anderson again, who fumbled. Plenty of mistakes being made. Anthony Danaher comes out with the ball. Spears the pass down towards full forward. Tries to find Salmon. Couldn't do so. Flood in front. Held to him, according to umpire Rowan Saws. A bounce about 45 from goal. So the way things are going, it's going to be fairly close at half-time. Salmon's height used to advantage against Turner. Ball blocked away from Izard by McConville. Elphinston got through that rather well. Looks for Winmar, one of St Kilda's best, and probably almost best on the ground at the moment. Nicky Winmar. Past O'Donnell. Marcoux with Madden. Look at that ball stand up. At the back is Owen, almost grabbed it. Stalemate develops. Nick Walsh comes out of it. Walsh up towards centre field. Duckworth obviously been moved away from the key defence post down towards Hewitt. He's had 11 possessions so far. Buick right on the boundary line, tries to get around Winmar. He's well shepherded around Rice. Did he run too far? I think so. Free kick to St Kilda.
That was holding the man, I think, in the shepherd against Flood. It's bad luck for Essendon. Jones has got it. Buick was putting on a bit of a clinic away from that infraction. This is Izard. Only as far as Grant. This is a great game as Grant comes back to the grandstand side. Watson. Honest work by the players at both sides. Keane over the top. Willie's called out of it. That was Duckworth. Harvey takes too long. Scrambles a kick towards full forward. Flood tried to boot it out of midair. Gee whiz, they're going in hard. On the base of all of that is Grant. He's going to get a free kick for a push in the back, is he? He's down over the ball. He's a bit lucky there, I think, Grant.
So
he's playing well by the same token in defence. He's in the back pocket. Kicks towards the middle of the ground. Winmar too early. Salmon couldn't hang on. Winmar goes again. He's claimed by Izard. And again it's tied up.
This is a great game because both sides are really throwing themselves in, and St Kilda's tackling is ferocious. The other good thing about the game is these players are certainly playing under instructions. They're defending St Kilda the outer side, then they've got to centre the ball when it gets deep on the forward line. As Essendon, we can see that kick there. Intentionally bring it out to this far flank so they can bring the ball in with the breeze. It's a good game.
Buick just knocking it across to Folds, and the kick was wide as you saw. This is Jones in the back pocket then. Bob Jones, a recruit at 28 from Devonport. That ball hanging in the breeze. If Essendon can win it here, they can send it straight back towards the square. This is Izard. Fisted away by Hawker, out of bounds, boundary throw in.
Right forward pocket. So not one player on the ground at the moment has kicked a goal at the other end. One player that did was carried off shortly afterwards, and that was Clark. Madden tries to get it out the back. Breaking clear almost was Elphinston. Gotch takes the hand pass. If he, yes, he picks it up ultimately inside the boundary line, going very close to it. It bounces about a millimetre inside, and the throw-in will take place in front of the St Kilda players' race. A little bit of luck going the Saints' way there. 9.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Bright sunshine and a northerly wind as Samet wins the tap out, gets it down to Buick. A beautiful tackle by Rice. Opportunity for Daniels to get around Hawker, which he does. The kick is short with the tallest man on the ground who has no trouble marking. Paul Samet centres the ball. Plenty of space there for Izzard. A long kick, no, he's elected on the hand pass. Ultimately to Hawker, gets around Daniels, shoots, could be another one. No, hit this time it did hit the post, the right one, or the wrong one, whichever you like.
Deserved better, that play by Essendon.
A classic there of breaking up the pattern. They did that and they almost got the reward.
Frawley defensively to the outer side. Mark is taken by Danaher. Haven't seen that much of Terry Danaher today. I think either of the Danahers. So Terry would be about 50 out, maybe from a little more. You see a good torpedo punt with the breeze. So no, he's holding it the wrong way. It's a wobbler. The result is okay. It's a goal. So Essendon just about pegging back St Kilda.
Terry Danaher has been quiet today, and that wasn't a really good kick off the boot then, but certainly effective. He was 50 metres out from goal. Kept rather low. An ugly kick off the boot. You see there the way the flighting through the air. It's not going end over end. It just came off the boot in a haphazard way and continued on the same way. But an effective kick, the fourth goal to Essendon.
Only 3 points the difference now as Winmar drives St Kilda forward.
Folds towards half forward to the hands of Bryce. Duckworth falls over. Buick. Duckworth is getting a free kick. Meantime, he was pushed in the back. So 7:47 remaining in the term. Essendon almost on terms now. They trail by 3 points. And 7 minutes remaining before half-time could well determine the outcome of this game. Essendon with a chance to push home their advantage now. They've wiped off the deficit. Duckworth to put them in front. Long kick off target. It's out of bounds on the full. And once more St Kilda will have to defend along the attacking side of the ground for the Bombers. So while they've got the ball, it's not the most exciting prospect for them, because if Essendon gain clean possession, they can pump it straight back in. Elphinston back towards the 50-metre line. Harvey thumps it forward. Opportunity for Keane now. Keane back over his shoulder, straight up in the air in effect. Knocked towards the boundary line by Jeffrey, taken by Buick, who snaps, and I think he's put it through. And that is the problem. You bring it this side, and you can be punished. Buick is on fire. He's played a wonderful first half.
Well, if my memory serves me correctly, that's the second goal to Buick from nearly the identical position. And both kicked in the second quarter. We see here Keane, the quick hurry kick. The ball will be punched out, defended it to the boundary line. And Buick, who is a very impressive youngster, plays real Victorian-type football, has kicked his second.
Darren Buick, a famous footballing family in Western Australia, from Mayo Club West Perth. He really does have some talent. Wonderful goal shooter, no question about that in these trying conditions. This is Winmar through the pack towards half forward. Owen is up. The Saints desperately need to go into the breeze now. Over the ball, Coghlan forcing it forward. Watson gets back, running away from his attacking goal. Goes across with a sweeping hand pass taken by Merriweather, who chips in short, intended for Salmon. Coghlan stood his ground, almost pushed in the back. He butters up again. Frank Coghlan on all fours, gets it across to Winmar. Great vision, he sees Owen unmanned in the pocket.
Now this is the one they want, but a very, very tricky kick for goal. He has to wait for the left goal post. We've got to allow a little bit there, and that doesn't leave him much space between them. St Kilda badly need a goal. Their forward play this quarter has not been as good as it was in the first, even allowing for the wind. He's allowed for it. It's coming around. Looks pretty good. Only 1 point. So St Kilda still to score a goal against the breeze. 4-6 to 5-2. home side trails by 2 points. Number 19 for Essendon is Sullivan, waiting on the boundary line for someone to come off. We'll see who that is shortly. Less than 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. He's back out there, headed by Salmon. Buick, one of the best on the ground so far, snares it. He's already kicked a couple of goals, goes for a pass out towards the speedy Anderson. Looks like a diminutive of Paul van der Haar on the run. Anderson up towards half forward. Safe mark is taken by Danaher, who took the goal from the opposite side from a similar distance about 3 minutes back. This time he has the protection of the big grandstand here at St Kilda at his back.
Anderson off for Essendon and Sullivan on.
To put Essendon further ahead. Not with that kick though. One behind, Essendon by 3. Scoreboard with 5 minutes left in the half. 4-6 to 5-3. The Bombers leading by 3 points. Peter McConville, number 12. Over the top was Madden, over the top of Grant. Almost been a free kick. In fact, the umpire has found one to Grant, which he will take at the right half-back flank.
He's played well in defence, Grant. Long kick across the breeze, goes out of bounds on the bounce, just pitched inside the boundary line. Then Greg Anderson, who started the quarter on the wing, went to the centre and now is sitting it out. 4:32 and counting down. One down by Turner. Turner goes again and again. He's brought him to ground eventually. This is Rice under pressure, hooks it around the corner. Lunging attempt to mark out there by Walsh. Winmar breaks away with it. Winmar storming around the outer side. Can the Saints get a late goal? Not with that sort of kick in. Bumped out by Walsh. Comes across to Buick. Merriweather holds. Walsh drives it back through the centre. Knocked on by Madden. Sullivan with the opportunity now for Duckworth. Duckworth can go long. Now inside to Flood. He can kick a goal from here, Flood. He's off target. Way off target. Just snuck it through for a behind. 3:43 remaining in the term. 5-4 to 4-6. Prospect of a very interesting second half. Kick towards the outer side. Turner was up, couldn't take the mark. Salmon had knocked it forward. Frawley boots it only as far as Danaher. Danaher back into the forward line again. Flood knocks it away from McConville. Danaher gets it across towards support. Scrambled forward by Keane. Rice in defence. Goes to the boundary line. It bounces out of bounds and will have a throw in.
What a great kick that was. Very educated one to the boundary line. Just over 3 minutes left. Big chance for Essendon to increase their lead. Knocked away by Turner. Be it not very far. Korkamilis' kick is only a short one, but the end result is what St Kilda wanted. And Nathan Burke takes the mark, right half-back flank. Nice dive forward by Lowe, picked up by, no, not picked up by Korkamilis. And it bounds on the full. So it must have been against Alex Marcoux, and the free kick will be taken by Darren Buick, probably the best on the ground. No, it's not taken by Darren. Watson. Still one of the best on the ground. This is O'Donnell. Clear of Bradley Gotch, and the shot at goal is through. For mine, it is all clear for points.
Great kick.
And a kick them with the wind. Kick it high, let the wind do the rest. Essendon by 10, and they've deserved their lead.
Well, it's good to see O'Donnell running down, taking the initiative, running off that back line there, and good play also by Tim Watson. Bringing the ball back into the centre, again opening up that goal, because if you hug the boundary on the far side, there is just no hope of bringing the ball around and using it effectively on the forward line when kicking with the breeze.
10 points the difference, just over 2 minutes left in the first half. St Kilda will have to do something now. Burke to half forward. Tall timber needed here. Knocked away by Peter Butch. Marcoux, clear of O'Donnell, losing, no, tripped, holding the ball.
The umpire just on the wrong side, and he was legged.
O'Donnell takes the free kick out to Watson. Here come Essendon again.
Aggressive stuff from Essendon. Showing great discipline. Using the right side of the ground. This is Harvey. Again moving into open space. Sullivan should mark. A free kick to Sullivan. Just as well for St Kilda because Hawker was running on down the ground towards the pocket. Sullivan has it. Can they get another one? High kick down towards full forward. Big pack down there. Madden couldn't hang on. McConville through the pack, and the mark is taken by Merriweather, not paid. Play on, says the umpire. Burke comes away. Gets it across to Gotch. Gotch over the top to Winmar. Now he can run. Nicky Winmar running at the defence. Goes over the top in turn with his hand pass. Peter Budge picks it up. He's inside 50. Peter Budge deep in the right full forward pocket. The breeze stops it. Back goes O'Donnell. Didn't quite know what to do there. He was surprised at how quickly that ball just simply dropped. The St Kilda players had no idea where to go to get the contest. Kicking from that pocket into the teeth of the breeze, almost an impossibility. O'Donnell did pretty well to get a fist on that one. These players playing a great game of football in very trying conditions. 52 seconds remaining. This is Owen deep in the pocket, blanketed off the boot by Foles.
Great play, Gary Foles.
Essendon don't want to concede a goal here. They lead by 10 points. It's been hard-earned. There's Salmon in front. Jones from behind. Out of the congestion by Keane. Corkamillis couldn't hang on. Madden tries to knock it out for Essendon. Corkamillis gets up and goes again, and the umpire will ball it up. So down to 20 seconds now. Ball up left half forward for the Saints. Madden proposed to Lowe. Favours Essendon. This is Foles. In the shadows of the grandstand. Foles through centre towards half forward. Foot race back. Sullivan with the clock down to 0. Sullivan has the ball inside 50, but it's half time. The kick stands for naught.
Kilda with the breeze. It's blowing to their left forward pocket in this term. They're kicking to the Nepean Highway or right-hand goal. Buick taps it back to Winmar, two of the best players on the ground so far. Daniels tackled well by Danaher. Down goes Keane. Chance for Corkamillis to pick it up. Can't get clear of the pack. Winmar grabbed on the arm. The ball scooped out to it's Owen at half forward. He gets around Buick. Unloads with a long kick up to Peter Budge, and what a grab! Peter Budge was in brilliant form in the first quarter. Don, we didn't see that much of him in the second term, but that was a fine mark.
A magnificent mark by Budge there. Just getting that right and getting up over his Essendon opponent. Just look at him there on screen. He has certainly filled out from last year, maturing into a good-sized footballer.
Let's see if it's a good-sized goal. They need one. That's just what the doctor ordered. Goal to St Kilda to open proceedings in the second half. The Saints trail by 4 points.
Well, that's what St Kilda have got to do. They've got to kick goals in this third quarter. They've been used to the win now. They played the first quarter with it. They know what it's capable of doing, and they know what it's like to kick against it. Again on screen, that good mark by Peter Budge, but they've got to set up this third quarter, and then they can block the back line up in the last quarter and make it very difficult for Essendon.
Peter Budge and Darren Buick are leading goal kickers in the match today, and both of them have 2. 4 points the difference.
The stakes are very high. The winner will be 1 game outside the 5, and the loser in deep trouble. Down went Watson. McConville coming through. Hawker's over the ball. Anderson now to Watson. Into the forward line goes the kick, and Keane gets on the end of it. Gavin Keane, about 40 metres out, directly in front. They got an early goal in the first term against the Breeze. That was Stephen Clark. He's off the ground now. Keane holds up, and the Breeze does the kick. A lot of wrestling down there, and the mark is taken. Salmon claiming it. I think it'll be paid to Flood.
Not Salmon.
Flood came over the top initially, grabbed it, and I think Salmon simply took it from him. But Flood, with the players wrestling in front of him, watch this.
Now the ball holding up there in the breeze, and not one St Kilda player in front of the pack, and they've paid the penalty.
Flood, 15 metres out, gets it.
Well, Essendon making a game of this now, and bad play by the St Kilda side to allow the Essendon forwards, the tall forwards, to get in front of that pack. They should realise that the ball is going to drop, and it was held up. Now Stephen Clark kicked from just about an identical position earlier in the first quarter and kicked a goal from there, but then the breeze has really sprung up, and it did drop. But the Essendon forwards in the right position.
That goal worth potentially 3 or 4 to Essendon. Just what St Kilda didn't need. Knocked away by Salmon. Winmar paddles the ball out to Corcomelis. About to throw that one, but the umpire says no. Pardon me, play can continue, which it does, out towards the left centre, right centre wing. Nathan Burke now, out of bounds on the full. Free kick to Essendon at the left half-back flank.
Interesting move, Peter, as the ball's gone over the boundary line. The last goal scorer, David Flood, has gone back to the half-back line. Immediately he kicked that goal and is picking up John Peter Budge.
Gary Foles, veteran in the side. Mark to Harvey. Harvey left half-back. Jeffrey spilt the mark. I see Watson's got his right jumper on now. He played the first half with number 39. Ball knocked on by Turner. Taking the hand pass is Nathan Burke from Bradley Gotch towards the Saints half-forward line. Now a chance for them. Long hand pass comes out to Owen from Peter Budge. Off too high. And the foot might almost be out. A very heavy knock. Taken high. The umpire says a definite free kick, which he will take from directly in front of the goal.
He's a tough customer, Rod Owen, although he he nearly had his head taken off with a coat hanger.
Owen, a chance for goal number 2 and to make the difference again, 4 points. He's kicking from right on 50. This way and that way, off target. One behind. The difference is 9 points now at our match of the day, 37 to 46.
21 minutes, a little over, remaining in this third term. Andrew Merriweather tracking the ball down. Eventually, it's with him now. They bring the outer side, the defensive wing. Jones comes over the top and takes a very good mark out there. Bob Jones plays on, wants to centre the ball. Does so. The Breeze brings it back. They contest about 15 metres out. And it's rushed through for a behind by Merriweather, sensing the danger and hustling back. So once again, the side defending that northern goal under some real pressure. 5-8-7-4. Merriweather again to the outer side. Again the pack into the air. Almost another St Kilda mark. Elphinston at close quarters to Rice. Shrugs a tackle. Only as far as Madden. This is Keane over the top to Izzard. Right on the boundary line. Izzard hugs that boundary line intended for Watson. It bounces out of bounds and will have a throw in. A massive crowd at Moorabbin this afternoon. And they're enjoying this football match. A really doer contest as Madden flicks it behind the pack. Corcomelis takes it, boots it down towards half forward. O'Donnell comes up to meet it, almost pushed in the back as he scrambles a kick back towards the boundary line, out of bounds, and another throw in. O'Donnell kicked a goal late in that second quarter. Jones and Madden doing the ruck work. Jones does well, gets it down to Daniels through the pack. Gotch got a hand to it. Duckworth gets in there, puts his body on the line, slaps it out of bounds.
Good play.
Duckworth playing at that end of the ground all the time, it would appear. He played on the forward line at the second term, back line in the first. Madden to contest the ruck duel at the boundary. He'll try to hug just that. Gets it to Harvey. Harvey's kick drops short. Another red-hit and Rice. The hand pass is taken by Watson. Watson well shepherded by Anderson. Up towards Flood. Out of bounds, but on the shoulder, says umpire Rowan Saul. Free kick going Essendon's way. It's Nick Walsh, actually, number 29. Kevin Walsh, of course, still out injured. Number 30, good safe mark by Elphinston. Oops, that's a free kick to Burke, surely. The youngster from half-back. Let's play over towards the members' stand side. Corcomelis couldn't find him. O'Donnell has to go for the hurried hand pass after being tackled well by Alex Marcoux. And the throw-in to take place, left half-forward flank for Essendon. Looking just a little bit more accomplished at the moment. Over the top is Salmon to Corcomelis to Elphinston. Kick is finally taken by Rice, out of bounds on the full, and that is wasting.
It was a bad kick, but it was a bad hand pass as well. It should have been in front of him. It was behind him.
Mark Harvey. That's a good kick. Well, Jones too high. He'll take a free kick. Advantage rule paid. Marcoux's kick touched off the boot. Actually, the advantage didn't work too well for St Kilda on that occasion as Foles now takes the hand pass from half back. And Essendon starting to look a little bit dangerous now as it goes up to their half-forward line on Terry Danaher. Onto the left boot, screws it back towards the goal. Frawley getting underneath a very tricky ball and marks in front of Sam.
He's a reliable defender, Darren Frawley.
Tim Watson having a lot to say to Terry Danaher. It should have gone to him that time. He was free. There goes the kick to the outer side. Grant takes a very strong mark. That was a great mark under pressure. Grant, midway between the lines, full back and half back. Kicks towards centre field. Jones is up. It bounces off his chest. Rogers has got the foot speed. Jones and Rogers battling towards the boundary line. Well played by Jones across to Peter Budge. Now he's away around the outer side wing. That's the defensive side. They've got to work it back. Peter Budge has put it out of bounds, I fancy, on the full. They could ill afford that. That was the last option. The third of two. Flood goes in short. O'Donnell. Essendon looking good, but O'Donnell took far too much time. He was run down from behind by Owen. Was over the ball, and the umpire will move in to ball it up. A lack of talking there as O'Donnell was coming away at a very leisurely pace. 7-4 to 5-8. Well done again by Jones, who's impressive. Folds only as far as Marcoux, who centres the ball now. This is Burke. Burke looking for the overlap that would carry the ball with even more central situation. There wasn't one, so he kicks, and a good mark is taken by Harvey. Harvey at left half back for Essendon. Lead is on from Danaher. Instead it goes to Hawker. Hawker dragged off the kick. Tony Danaher was up, couldn't take the mark. It bounces obligingly there for Salmon. Rice gets back. Hand passes out wide. Jeffrey leads in the race. Good shepherd there from Rice. He was put down by Salmon. Frawley, great defensive work as he brushed the tackle and pinpoints the ball. He finds Marcoux. This game is really on the line now.
Alex Marcoux, a right half-back flank. The hoots for, as Dennis called it, a shepherd. I think the St.Kilda fans thought it was a bit more than that, actually. Harvey, fourth possession in the last couple of minutes. And Mark Harvey playing a tremendous term. Harvey at left centre wing again. Long kick. Salmon at the back. Should have tried to punch it away from Jones instead of trying to outmark. Jones fumbles. Chance for Anderson. Some heavy traffic. He threads his way through on the Buick, who fumbles, but he's got a second chance. Wild hand pass, some open spaces there. Jeffrey spins out, gives it straight to his opponent. Buick short pass, not a good one, but it will find Hawker. No, it won't. Overrunning it McConville. Hawker again. That's not a good kick either. What are they doing? Chance for Walsh to have a snapshot and puts it through for one behind.
Well, obviously there's a lot of pressure out there because players would not normally make the mistakes they're doing, and they're thinking of trying to get rid of the ball, thinking somebody is breathing down their necks. They're going to be tackled, and consequently they're forcing themselves into mistakes.
It's a top game of football nonetheless. Robert Elphinston goes defensively to the outer side. Chance for Izzard. Izzard high. Marcoux getting underneath it, so too is Danaher. Elphinston again. Gives it to Marcoux. This could be dangerous. He doesn't want to fumble here. Oh, goodness me. And luckily McConville took that. That was a suicide pass. McConville now looking for Nathan Burke. It's punched away by Anthony Danaher. Out of bounds. Almost at Essendon's left forward pocket.
9 points the margin. Essendon lead. Just under 15 minutes remaining in the quarter. Salmon, uncontested, tries to get it down to Buick. Buick lays the tackle on Rice. It's jarred free. Corker-Mealis over the head of Hawker. It's taken by Winmar. Now he's away. The attacking side of the ground, Nicky Winmar has a bounce. Penetrating kick towards half forward. Duckworth, well shepherded by Harvey. Harvey's down. He collided with Owen. Meantime, Tony Danaher's taken a mark. Wants too much time. He's claimed by Peter Budge. He goes to the ground. It was Lowe, in fact, who applied the tackle. They still battle after the ball. This is Watson to Hawker. Brilliantly blanketed off the boot by Lowe. Inspirational stuff by Lowe. He went in, laid the first tackle. There's Harvey, who collided with Owen.
Doesn't look too good.
We've got a boundary throw in front of our commentary position. Harvey down. Off the ball. This is Buick. Ball jarred free. Marcoux. At half back to McConville. He's in trouble. Well played, McConville. Kept a cool head. Rice. Marcoux, no space. Just kept it in through the legs of McConville. They're really going in now. McConville. Anderson to Danaher. confronted by Frawley. Danaher to a vacant goal square as far as Essendon are concerned. This is Turner. Will he dare run it? No, he won't. He'll kick it to the outer side. Peter Budge is out there with Keane. Could have almost been a free kick to the St Kilda player. Keane fisting away. It's out of bounds.
Harvey has got off the ground for Essendon after that very heavy knockdown at the other end. So Harvey and Clark collected today. A very physical match. Turner and Madden. Gotch. Grab. Did he have it? Korkamivas has. If it's a free kick, the advantage well has been paid. St Kilda up to half forward. Jones missed it. Chance now for Keane. Gets it out to Danaher. That's Anthony Danaher. He gets shouldered by Burke. Good hip and shoulder. Watson on centre wing. A juggle. Finally taps it back to Rogers it was. Now it's Nathan Burke. Burke's gone for a short one. Oh, Mark was missed down there by Coglan. He could have grabbed that one, but they might get a second chance. Burke and Coglan both dive on top of it, but it's going to be a bounce right on 50. And the pressure really telling.
Terrific tackles. I'm glad I'm up here and not down there. Nathan Burke doesn't look too good, but players throwing themselves in. It's a compliment to both of them.
A couple of aspirin, I think, would be handy for Nathan at the moment. He got a nasty one there. Good tackle. Just by Coglan. Bounce almost in the same position. Rogers is the last to get up. Down by Jones into the forward pocket, but the only man there is Albanese out, and he takes the easiest of marks.
Wants to play on. He's claimed by Jones. Eventually it comes across to Flood. They're flirting with disaster down there. The Essendon players low almost the mark. Burke went in within Buick. Burke gets to his feet, then kicks into the man directly in front of him, Rogers. Jones a hand pass. It eludes low. Now Buick, can he keep it in play? Rice crashes into him. Buick does brilliantly. No, it just went across the boundary line. The boundary umpire in perfect position. Buick wants to argue. There's Harvey.
A few stars there.
Improving. Would be the diagnosis. Jones is doing well on the ball for St Kilda. Wins it forward, taken by Jeffrey towards half forward. Rogers goes back, takes a timely mark, ungainly hand pass. Trouble for Keane. This is Peter Budge. Marku 35 metres out and closing. Goal St Kilda.
Marku second.
Well, it's not fair, is it? Marku then could have been criticised for not chasing his Essendon opponent there. He waited behind, let his St Kilda teammates do the work, but he stayed out. I suppose you call it cheating. And he will get the free kick. Nicky Winmar in there lays the purse. Peter Budge goes in, does the heavy work. And Marku waiting out. The opportunist has kicked the goal. A badly needed goal for the St Kilda side.
Alex Marku, 2 goals this afternoon. 10:56 remaining in the term. Madden wins it out. Korkamillas takes it. He's away. Meantime, it's going to be a free kick. It'll be taken by Turner. So St Kilda thwarted there. As the ball comes back to Turner, the advantage not paid. Steve Turner goes long towards half forward, in best position to mark. The players behind. Tony Danaher couldn't hang on. This is Watson through the middle. Out wide intended for the runner, Hawker. He stretches every sinew. He couldn't quite get there. Now he's harassed by Jeffrey. Jeffrey falls over. Grant crashes in. Back comes Jeffrey.
In the back.
Hawker dives on top of Salmon, who was the infringer, and the kick will be taken by Grant.
What terrific work then by Jeffrey. He didn't have any chance of getting the ball, but he made himself awkward in a 50-metre bit. Penalty being paid against Salmon. Might have mouthed off to the umpire. But good work there by Bob Jeffries on the half-back flank.
St Kilda have got to make the most of the time left in this quarter, which is 10 minutes and 18 seconds. Grant, left centre wing. Ball high. That's the wind. Oh, Madden got 10 miles in the air. Didn't get too near the ball, though. Stack up again. Essendon's defence has been excellent in this quarter. They haven't let the St Kilda running players get into the open spaces to create any havoc at all. They've blocked it at every opportunity. Just look at the crowd around that ball. There must be 20 or so players. Izard. Duckworth finally farms it out over to Keane. Ball close to the boundary line. Buick and Rice are there.
Nathan Burke coming off. He doesn't look too good. He's carrying a leg, and coming on is Tony Everett for St Kilda.
Well, we mentioned earlier, Don, that he could have done with an Aspro or two. He got a heavy knock on the bottom of a pack. Madden and Jones. Madden wins it, goes to Keane on the boundary line. Well, he tried to find Buick. He did, but I think it was accidental. Out of bounds again in front of Sullivan and O'Donnell. Let's go down to Peter Donegan, who has some news on Mark Harvey.
Pete, Mark copped a fairly substantial whack in the mouth, as we saw, but since sitting on the bench, he's making a fairly quick recovery, and he shouldn't have too many worries about coming back on.
Well, that's good news, because he was playing very well, especially in this quarter. He had about 4 or 5 possessions in the first few minutes. Again, a boundary throw in, sitting Essendon down to the ground. Minutes ticking away. Less than 9 left now. Down by Jones. Plenty of fumbling out there, and by Anderson. Now it's Jeffrey for St Kilda. Jeffrey's gone for a short pass up towards half forward. Out comes Big Low, and finishes up pretty low, but he got grabbed when not in possession. He'll take the free kick. And with the biggest hands, I think, in the VFL, like 2 big stakes. Mammoth kick. Duckworth waiting at the back, showed best judgment of all. It's going to be a bounce about 25 out.
Some anguish there on those faces, and on that one too. Nathan Burke receiving treatment. Billy Duckworth surrendering the ball. Wow, Jones looking on. Warren Jones and Madden. Owen with an opportunity now. Winmar at the base of all of that. Madden gets a hand pass out brilliantly, taken by Watson to Hawker. Hawker in the centre square. Out wide towards left half forward, intended for Walsh. McConville does very well. Brilliantly played there by Merriweather. Knocked it across instinctively to Walsh. Walsh gets it to Hawker. Hawker goes down towards the pocket. Up comes Frawley. Great shepherding off the ball from Grant. Away comes Frawley. Grandstand side. Lowe gets a contest and knocks it out of bounds. Danaher was in best position to mark Tony Danaher. Lowe realised that, but he got there and he gave St Kilda something. Boundary throw in front of our commentary position. 3 points the margin Essendon's way. Madden at close quarters gets it to Foulds. To half forward goes the kick in from the side. Sullivan controls it well to his own advantage. Sweeping hand pass out wide. Left behind by Watson. Rice trying to go through. Elphinston knocks it out wide. Peter Budge an opportunity now. He needs to settle Peter Budge and bring it back. The youngster goes down towards full forward. That's a good kick, but the mark is taken by Flood. He didn't really break stride there, Peter Budge. Could have settled. There goes the kick towards the outer side. This is Keane. Too nimble for Turner. Goes towards half forward, intended for Salmon. Salmon tries to knock it on. Corkamillas in the road. Elphinston. Gotts with courage. Down he goes. He was confronted out there by Danaher, and there's going to be a ball up. Peter Donegan standing by with a report on Nathan Burke.
Yes, Dennis, I don't think there's any major problem. They seem to think that he's okay, and I think, if anything, they've probably brought him off for a bit of a rest.
Well, he was playing well too. Bounce at the centre, just out of the centre, and we're going to go through it all again.
I think St Kilda have got to make a move. Actually, they are making a move. Warren Jones is just too slow up on that forward line, and they are going to bring him off now. And coming on is Jason Daniel.
Okay, play continues, but not for very long. Again, umpire Rowan Saws bowing to the Essendon tactics of closing it up. There's Warren Jones walking around the boundary line to the bench, taken by Jones. That's the 31 Jones. And another bounce. And there's the seat there. Again, the very crowded affair. In front was Madden. Well, somebody booted it clear up towards Salmon and Frawley. Buick, very clever knock over the head, but Frawley gets there first. He's done a good job down there today on the big fellow. Kick up towards centre wing. Now it's Keane's opportunity. Keane puts the ball high. In front is Grant. Couldn't take the grab. Down goes Hawker, a very valuable contributor today for Essendon. It's going to be a St Kilda free kick. Will be taken by Jeffrey at the left half-back flank. Jeffrey, predictably long as time runs out. Knocked away by Merriweather, overrunning it was Coghlan. Now he might get a second chance. He has. Picks the ball up brilliantly. Who's he got? No one there really, as Madden takes the grab in front of Robert Elphinston. Oh, short pass. What a shocker. Peter Budge in front of O'Donnell. I guess it was intended for him. Peter Budge goes long. Again, no one there for Essendon. Billy Duckworth doing some excellent work in defence. A timely mark. Duckworth slowing things down. He's after Watson. The Essendon old-timers have done well today, and so has Nick Flood. Kicked a couple of goals, won this quarter, very valuable. Izzard out towards the centre wing, doesn't worry about the boundary line, probably intended there anyway. It will be a throw.
4:15 remaining in the term. Only 8 days ago, we were watching the Brisbane Bears at the WACA ground. I'm sure that Paul Cronin and Peter Knights would like their players to be watching this today. Some great commitment on this ground from players at both sides. McConville, a hurried kick back to centre wing. Foles took his eyes off the ball. Keane, a little shuffle in there if you don't mind, just working the ball to his own advantage, then proceeds to kick it out of bounds on the full. Wasted opportunity. 7-5 to 6-8. Gavin Keane. Weiss taking the kick. Will come back. He's playing on wide of the mark. Danaher taking his time to give it back. Quarter time, the Saints led by 21 points. They trailed by 10 points at half time. One sense is 3 points won't be enough at three-quarter time. They need a couple of late goals. Terry Danaher, and the marking of Danaher, Madden and Duckworth in this term across half back and deep in defence has been timely. Tony Danaher couldn't mark. Daniels has it knocked away by Flood. The hand pass in from Daniels, not a good one. He had two opportunities. This is Sullivan. Sullivan on centre wing. Beautiful kick into the path of Foles. He can run onto this. Foles is going goalward. 25 metres out. Gets it.
Well, the Essendon players playing well up the ground there, and Foles playing onto the half-back line, saw the opportunity, saw what his Essendon teammates were going to do, made the break through the centre of the ground, got in front of the ball. We'll see there Sullivan hitting the ball in front of Foles, and Foles running on because there is nobody in front. All the Essendon fellows were up further up the ground over the half-forward line, left a big open space into which Gary Foles could run in confidently and kick a goal.
Essendon lead by 9 points, 53 to 44. Madden decisively out of the centre. Anderson towards half forward. Will it be that Essendon get the late goal? Salmon leads in the race. Someone to the square. They need someone there. There's nobody there. Some bad football by a couple of Essendon players who are simply tracking the ball towards the pocket. It comes out from McConville and the mark is taken by this man, number 44, Evans. And the standing start. Turner drops the opportunity. He's claimed from behind by O'Donnell. Now Watson. Will St.Kilda pay for that? Tony Danaher needing support. Knocks it out to Watson again. The hurried kick goes down towards the pocket. Jeffrey in the road. Through his legs. Walsh, a little chip pass across to Izzard. No one near him. Izzard 35 metres out. Pulls it back across his body. He's kicked it. It's another one to Essendon.
What contrast. Last week it was a dismal third quarter for Essendon. Carlton simply blitzed them. In that quarter last week they only took 4 marks. Yet today they're playing a superb third quarter. Their backmen have been absolutely brilliant. Nezard, who started in the back pocket or moved to the back pocket early in the game, drifted down as Foles did. And there the ball put out in front of him, and 2 valuable goals kicked in the last minutes by Essendon.
2 goals that could virtually seal the game for the Bombers, because they'll be coming home with this gale in the final quarter. St Kilda's commitment and play will have to lift 200%. Danaher from half back. Straight down the ground. The Bombers playing with their tails up now. Mark taken there by McConville. Towards left centre wing. Foles dives on it. Can't pick it up. Corcomelis can. Back to Marku. Took a little bit longer than he should have. Winmar. Winmar from centre field needs to go long. They've got to try to get one on the board at least. That's a goal! He's got it! Duckworth watching his opponent rather than the ball.
What a magnificent kick. That would have had to be nearly 70 metres out. He was inside the square, at least 10 metres inside the square, and he let a long bomb go. Nicky Winmar, a drop punt. We'll see here on replay. Marku on the cricket pitch is Nicky Winmar. 1-2 kick. That's maybe 80 metres. What a magnificent kick.
Almost as long as Jeff Ferring's at the same ground a few years back. St Kilda still trailed by 9 points, but Essendon will be coming home with it, although we believe from Peter Donegan on the boundary it has dropped a little. Izzard up to McConville, got underneath it, got a couple of hands to it, but spilled it ultimately. And finally kicked out by Frawley. Good pack of players out there, knocked in the open space of Winmar again. coming into his own late in the quarter. Just 1 minute left in the term. St.Kilda won another one if they'll stay in this match. Up to Owen, who's at the bottom of the pack on this occasion. A chance to pick the ball up now. It's going to be a bounce, and that's just what St Kilda didn't need as the clock ticks down. Can they get a goal to get to within 3 points? Gotch on the boundary. Was he out? No, says the boundary umpire. Duckworth charges through, takes the ball out, and it will be a boundary throw-in with 30 seconds to go and counting. Going to be Madden against Jones. Down by Jones, picked up by Buick. That should just about do it, one would think. Loose ball out onto the centre wing position. Oh, low! Thank you, on the shoulder, whatever. Is the book coming out for that? No.
Oh, Chris.
Well, doesn't bear commenting on. 3 seconds to go in the quarter. So time might have run out unless St Kilda can grab it here. There goes the siren. And at quarter time, Essendon in the box seat for the final quarter. They'll be coming home with the win. The scoreboard 9-5, 59 to 7, 8-50. Essendon leading by 9 points, 59 to 50. The Bombers with the breeze in the final term, thumped away by Madden to Buick at centre field, and Essendon swing into attack straight away, and the mark was taken at half forward by David Flood, who's already kicked 2 goals. He won't score that one. Jeffrey with the spoil from the back to get it away from his opponent Sullivan. Watson, who started in jersey number 39, goes for the short pass. Too short, I would have thought. Rice has to go for a hurried hand pass to Jeffrey, which he does. And the Saints will get out of this as little Gotch takes the hand pass at half back. Gotch looking for Jones up at centre field. Couldn't recover quick enough. It's Gary Folds. Fold, loose ball at centre field. Gotch leaves it for Peter Budge. He has to get around Izard. And Madden. High. Still standing up a little bit in that breeze. There might be a free kick to Anthony Danaher for interference, which he will take at left half-back flank. Danaher straight down the ground for Madden. Too long for him. And the man at the back taking the mark is Coghlan. Goodness me. Underneath it is Frawley. And he'll be content to see the ball out of bounds.
Well, nothing going right for Frank Coghlan. It's one of the quietest games I've seen him participate in, and what a mistake.
He won't forget that for a while, will he? Might not prove that costly, but a boundary throw in. Left forward pocket for Essendon with the breeze. Down by Salmon. Shark by Danaher. Gets the hand pass in. Izard, this could be dangerous. He's usually a very good shot at goal. Not so on that occasion. 1 point. It's 10 points the difference.
Alan Izard. Coghlan just 5 possessions this afternoon. Not good enough for a ruck rover. Conville to the outer side. Great mark taken by Madden. Simon Madden coming right over the top. What a wonderful game he's played this afternoon.
He had to take one of those big ones sooner or later, didn't he?
Here's Madden outside 50. Goes in short, intended for Flood. It's knocked away by McConville. He's got the ball off Turner's hands. Sends play towards the outer side wing, and Winmar takes the mark. He immediately plays on Nicky Winmar. Centers the ball. St Kilda lead in the race. Daniels long into the forward line. Duckworth behind. With one hand, didn't control it. Essendon bring it away. Merriweather gives it to Watson after Walsh hand pass to him. The kick comes along the grandstand wing. It bounces out of bounds and will have a throw in. 9-6 to 7-8. St Kilda desperately needing the first goal of this final term. Madden uncontested. Buick was taken high. Madden out of the congestion, but directly to Clark, or was it Grant rather? Grant, long towards half forward. Owen in front, lunges at the ball. Duckworth, the only man left standing, confronted out there by Evans, though. Evans did very well to knock it away, close to the boundary line. He needs support, low. Duckworth crashes into his back, and it's going to be a low free kick.
Long way from goal against the wind, couldn't possibly score. He's right underneath the main scoreboard. Now gets a play on call. Runs his full distance. Oh, goodness me, they're making things hard. Owen has to go for the hand pass to Marcoux. Fires it out to Evans.
Well down the field.
Won't be too far down the field because the kick only travelled about 6 metres. It's going to be Corker Muvis's free kick. Still, I would say, too far out to score.
Kicking into the wind, which looks like it's sprung up.
Spiro Corcomelis for the shot at goal. It won't be a score. Low in front. Owen. Goal! They finally got one down there.
Well, it's obviously changed the scoring end because St Kilda now is kicking into this so-called breeze in. They've kicked another goal. Rod Owen rode the pack very well. In fact, he didn't run in with the pack. He just judged it. The ball came to ground. Corcomelis, the high kick, the pack fly. Owen on right-hand side, over his shoulder, turned the ball on the angle, and through it goes. Buick there putting up his hand, saying it touched his hand.
Back into the centre. Only 4 points the difference now. Essendon leading 62-56.
Anderson trying to crash his way through. Still he goes to Greg Anderson. Headed by Keane. Keane a long kick into the forward line. Salmon is down there. It clears the pack. It bounces through. Gavin Keane gets the goal out of the middle.
Well, as soon as St Kilda mount a challenge, Essendon answer. And what a jubilant Gavin Keane was back in the centre, doing a little war dance. And who wouldn't be from such a magnificent goal? A long way out from goal. You see here on replay, Anderson in over the ball, being harassed by Coglan. Fighting on well is Greg Anderson. Keane goes through from the centre square. A long ball, bounces in the goal square, but just a little bit too quick for the St Kilda defenders.
Very quick reply then from Essendon. Sullivan out wide to Keane again. Into the forward line goes the kick towards right half forward. Deflects off Flood. Crawley coming out, left the ball behind. Good tackle though on Salmon. Ball jarred free. Izard battling down there with Gotch. Back it comes to Salmon. Boots it around the corner towards the pocket. Hawker's got the run of it, deep in the pocket. He can run towards the square, then lay it off to Danaher. Danaher 10 metres out. Pushed off the kick. It's taken by Watson. Watson snaps. He slides it across the face. It's gone out of bounds on the pull in the opposite pocket.
They made a meal of it.
10-6 to 8-8. A thriller at Moorabbin. McConville alongside the behind post, goes to the outer side. Grant, a handy player all day, takes the mark just inside the boundary line, kicks into the man on the mark. Buick deflects across towards Tony Danaher. Back it comes to Buick, but a throw is called on Danaher, and the kick will be taken by Grant, so he gets a chance to make amends.
Good tackle by Grant.
So he does it again from the back pocket. Sends play towards the outer side wing. Madden over the top, Low. A spectacular mark.
Well, I thought Madden had his name on that. Stuart Low, tremendous leap. Great mark. Low, short pass. I don't know for whom that was intended, but it wasn't a good one. Anderson's kick is high and towards the boundary line. Anthony Danaher at the back, fine mark. Chance to put Essendon deep into attack again, which he does. He centres the ball. He's got Watson. Easy mark to Watson, and Watson will kick from about 40 metres out directly in front with the wind behind him. Decided to go for a short pass. Oh, goodness me. What a mistake. He tried to find Hawker. Instead, Gotch was there, and Grant chips in to take the mark again out of bounds.
Terrific tackle by David Sullivan. Off the ground, left at Gotch. At least Essendon have retained the ball in their forward line.
At right half forward flank was the throw in. Salmon too tall, but straight to Corcomelis. Bad hand pass. Salmon again fires it out. Buick, the recipient, tries to get around right. Elphinston was there. Down goes Gotch. Paddles the ball back whence it came. Jeffrey, knock on by Keane. Hawker, well tackled. Loose ball, picked up by Izard, and then the fumble. Elphinston. Grab, not in possession. Free kick. Very heavily bandaged too, Robert Elphinston. Now the Saints on the move. Frawley has to go back and take his kick. Saw Danaher there. That's Anthony Danaher. Good job on Salmon today, Frawley. Anderson in from the side, but it's a mark to O'Donnell.
That was great play. He read the danger. He ran about 50 metres from the back pocket to check that man on the wing, Pete.
Terry Danaher to Flood. Sock it off the ground. O'Donnell again. Over the head of Izard. Well, they're all waiting for it. And Rice got one for his corner. A little bit too high. A little bit too high. And he'll take the free kick left half back flank. With a mouse over the aisle.
Rice then sends play towards the outer side wing. Uncontested. Coghlan. Sweeping hand pass to McConville. He's forward at centre wing now. McConville goes for the short pass. Madden got a hand to it. Marcoux. McConville again. Goes down towards the pocket. Owen on a lead. Up he goes. Knocked away by Duckworth. They've had a wonderful duel today. Trying to crash his way through as Evans. This is Owen deep in the pocket. Close to the boundary line. Duckworth can't control it. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
Tony Evans has done some terrific things up on that forward line just to keep the ball in the forward line. Swooped on that ball from a mistake. Essendon could have taken it away.
Madden and Jones. Won by the former wide of the pack. Only as far as Marcoux. Marcoux kicking back into the teeth of this breeze. They contest about 5 metres out. And the mark is taken by Lowe.
Well, that was going to be a St Kilda mark. The Essendon fellow in the right position, but coming over the back were 2 St Kilda forwards, and they both had to sit. The high ball from Marcoux. Pack underneath, Peter Budge and Stuart Lowe in front.
Should kick this. He does. 4 points the difference again.
What a game. St Kilda finally getting goals at that end of the ground, which they haven't been able to do so far today. It was only their second, but what a valuable one it was, and what a tremendous grab from this man with the huge hands, Stuart Lowe. And down he came with it, and look at him holding in one hand. So Winmar 2, Marcoux 2, Peter Budge 2. And that was a valuable one from Stuart Lowe. Into the centre, 66 plays 62 now, 16 and a half minutes left in the match. Anybody's game with St Kilda lifting their play in this final quarter. Madden and Turner. It's won by Madden. Big thump away. Up to Izzard. He'll look for Hawker. Intercepting his Rice. Good hand pass. Out it goes to Grant. Long kick. Up the half forward. And out he comes, Owen. Owen right on 50. Against the breeze. He's chipped it in short. Hawker miss. And if he kicks accurately, St Kilda will be in front. But it's not an easy shot.
Was a brave man to do what Rod Owen did then, but it came off.
Taking some deep breaths. Spiro Korkomilis, late inclusion in the side, but Neil couldn't take his place. He kicks and has missed, one behind. May prove costly, 63 to 66, with Essendon leading by 3.
As soon as he had left his boots, Spiro knew he kicked the point.
15 and a half minutes left in the game. Gary Folds brings the ball back.
Up in front, the mark is taken by Rice. No one checking him. He's away. Not a good kick though, and Rogers gets on the end of it. It barely travelled the 10 metres. Andrew Rogers goes out wide. Tony Danaher takes the mark. He's at left half back. The side leading by 3 points. Just over 15 minutes remaining now. Ball in centre field. This is Lowe. The big fellow's away. Out wide to Evans. Evans towards half forward. The mark is taken by Jones. The crowd urging these Saints on now.
Playing in front of the St Kilda forwards.
Here's Jones. He won't get the distance. They'll contest in the pocket. In front is Daniels. It's knocked away close to the boundary line. Gotch goes to ground. O'Donnell confronts him. This is Duckworth. The ball is jarred free. Good composure and poise there. Tony Danaher gets it to Izzard. Izzard decides to go for a run. Has he got the pace, Izzard? Hugs the boundary line with a grubber, and we'll have a boundary throw-in out there. So Essendon, all intents and purposes, having this game won at three-quarter time, and now having the heat applied to them. Salmon comes up to do the ruck work. Will be opposed by Turner. Left half forward for the Bombers. Salmon backward of the pack. Frawley's there though for the Saints. High kick towards the centre of the ground. Low, awkward bounce. A little Peter Budge as well. Keane to Folds into open space. It's a foot race. Look at Low working the big fellow. Sullivan is coming down from his half forward flank. Flicks it back onto the boot of Jeffrey. It deflects across the boundary line on the bounce, and we'll have a throw in. 10-6 Essendon. 9-9 St Kilda. We said at the start of the second half, the stakes are high. The winner will be one game outside the 5. The loser with a tough contract. Izzard from Madden's knock. Salmon couldn't take the mark. Frawley battles with Salmon. Deft deflection comes across to Buick. He stumbles. Gets it to Anderson. Anderson 40 metres out, way off target. He's missed to the left-hand side. Out of bounds on the ball.
Well, not a difficult shot.
Mark Harvey coming back off and on.
Merriweather's off.
And Merriweather off.
Anderson to flyer at the back there. Saints defending desperately. Loose ball. Marcoux through some pretty heavy traffic. A hurried hand pass out to Coghlan. Well tackled by Hawker. It's out of bounds on the 50-metre line. Essendon's left half forward flank with the wind. Mark Harvey got that hefty knock in the third quarter after playing so well in that term. Of course, Clark hasn't reappeared after being KO'd in the first quarter. Buick's kick smothered. It works to Essendon's advantage, does it? I would have thought McConville was just about tripped up, but the umpire says play on. And now the call is for a bounce inside 50 metres. Essendon still in attack. It's a thriller at Moorabbin. Capacity crowd here. It's a big Anzac Day clash. Now Rice, the chart. They all stopped there for a second. Elphinston fires out the hand pass. Marcoux on the run.
He's done a hammy.
Needs to get rid of it now. He has. Yes, you're quite right. He stopped. Good tackle by Peter Budge as a wild hand pass comes out, and Budge has got it again. Has to get rid of it. Back it comes to Keane. Knock on by Flood. Jones and Harvey.
Oh, wasn't that strength?
Tremendous stuff from the young Tasmanian.
Middle-aged Tasmanian.
Yes, he was an old recruit, wasn't he, Don?
26, but what a terrific effort.
So bounce on centre wing. Madden and Jones. Anderson smothered by Robert Elphinston. Speaking of smothering, McConville does just that. Nathan Burke comes up with the ball.
Tony Danaher from the kick. Running away from his own goal. He's gone a long way. He's penalised. Players net says too far.
That's 6 yards.
3 points the difference. It's coming back to Coghlan. What a finish.
Got their money's worth today, haven't they?
Yep. 11 and a half minutes remaining. Towards half forward goes the kick. It falls in short. Grant almost to mark. Grant tries to knock it on from there. Picked up by Izzard. Pushed off the ball. Corkamilas now with an opportunity. It's yard free. Taken by Gotch. This is Hawker. Claimed by Lowe. Gets it to Izzard. Izzard back towards the middle. And the mark is taken by a tumbling Harvey. Runners outside Harvey. He's intent on going for distance. On the breeze. He boots it down towards right half forward. Gosling down there. Buick lunge. McConville run down from behind brilliantly by Sullivan. This is Buick on the boundary line, back towards the pocket. Wayward kick, it's out of bounds on the full.
And the umpire's adding to the spectacle, letting it go.
It's been a marvellous game. Rough and tough. Gotch in short. Brief respite, no. Gotch wants to go immediately. Over the top it comes. McConville is at left half back. High floating kick towards centre wing. Back into the air. Off hands to Keane. Back to half forward. McConville. He'll slow it up. No, he won't. Away they go again. Wave after wave. Salmon, great tackle on Crawley. Pushing the back, says the umpire. And Crawley will get the kick.
Bit lucky. Very lucky, Danny Crawley.
Lucky Paul Salmon.
I thought it was a perfect tackle. Kick dropped short towards centre field. Winmar in front. Evans can't get it out of there. Izzard, he's been brilliant in the last half. Hand pass now finally comes out to Anderson. To Watson. In pursuit is Rice. Back to Anderson. Anderson inside 50 can score from there. Coghlan won't catch him. Kick on its way and through! Could be the sealer.
Well, the Port Adelaide wingman has lifted his game. It's probably the best game he's put in for Essendon. Started to come back to form a bit last week. But good play there by David Flood to set it up. He broke up play in the centre square. Anderson got it across to Harvey, to Watson, then followed up on the left foot, his natural foot. He's banged through Essendon's 11th goal. 9 points the difference.
Very valuable goal for Essendon. 9.5 minutes are left in the match now. 63 plays 72, so St.Kilda have got to get a couple against the breeze. Maybe it's a tall order. If Essendon certainly get the next one, it will be shut the gate. Keane from half back. Short to centre field. Low. Clear of Anthony Danaher, and the Saints swing into attack.
Wide towards right half forward goes the kick. This is Walsh. Mick Walsh. Back towards the middle. Harvey does brilliantly. Deft deflection down to Hawker. He centers the ball. It's marked by Anderson. Runners outside him. Anderson, a little indecisive, shrugs a tackle. Now goes for distance. Look at that kick. It'll be a goal. Buick gets back and marks it 2 metres out. Had he let it go, it would have been a goal. And that kick went every metre of Winmar's kick. Anderson was on the pitch. A superb torpedo punt, and Buick had a decision to make. He took the mark right on the goal line. Darren Buick has been a star this afternoon. Kicks his 3rd goal. Essendon lead 12-6 to 9-9.
And one would suggest that could just about be the ball game with 8.5 minutes left to play. A tall order for the Saints now, Doc.
Yes, and that man on screen there, Greg Anderson, has lifted his game in this last quarter, and they certainly needed somebody to lift them, and he's been responsible for the last 2 goals. Magnificent kick. That would have carried every bit of 80 metres had Buick not marked it.
Darren Buick. He wasn't a draft choice. He signed a couple of seasons ago and came from the WAFL. It's a wonderful afternoon. 16 kicks, 6 hand passes.
Can get a job as an umpire when he retires over there, can't he now?
12-6 to 9-9. 8.5 minutes remaining. Corkamilas over the ball. The Saints need something, and they need it quickly. Harvey does well. Towards half-forward. Superb mark is taken by a lunging Rice.
Has time beaten St Kilda. Rice goes in short towards centre field. They've got to get it moving quickly. And pass comes up to Corkamilas from Turner. Into half-forward, Evans. Right on 50. Short pass. Who's he got down there? No one. Mark is taken by Rogers in front of Flood. They'll take all the time in the world. Out to Peter Budge and Hawker. Peter Budge on the run at the edge of the square. To Mark Winmar directly in front, but still against this pretty strong breeze, and you can see all those pieces of paper going rather rapidly towards the other end.
Essendon have got all their players down on the St Kilda forward line now.
Put it through. It's a goal. So St Kilda still in the fight as Winmar brings up his 3rd for the afternoon.
Well, Nicky Winmar started really well. His first half was terrific. Winmar had a little quiet 3rd quarter, came into it at the last part, but they need this man to fire. A lot of responsibility on his shoulders, Nicky Winmar. Lining up. A kick. 9 points behind St Kilda.
Just over 7 minutes left in the game. St Kilda still trail by 9 points after that goal from Winmar. The loose ball comes out towards McConville on left centre wing. Only travels about 15 to 20 metres, knocked away from Peter Budge by Watson, who's the first to recover. Over the boundary line, throw into Fogger. What a thriller. Alex Marcoux in the bunker. Peter Donegan, any news?
Pete, he looked as though he'd done a groin muscle when he came back, but he did get off the bench and went for a bit of a jog, so he may be able to come back on if required.
Izzard's kick up towards right half-forward flank. Grant fumbles, hasn't done much of that today, but it's out of bounds now, and a throw into Fogg.
6.5 minutes remain. 12-6 to 10-9. Essendon lead. I suppose the tragedy is one of these sides has to lose this game. Walker deep into the forward line. Crawley and Salmon. It clears the pair of them. Salmon out of midair. Goal, Essendon.
Well, try as he may, Danny Crawley couldn't contain the big man on that occasion. Crawley in front used his strength. Thought he might have out-bustled Salmon there. A wild smile by Paul Salmon. Started there with Madden. A high kick by Hawker. In front is Crawley, using bustling, but the ball just bounced and then soccer style across his body. Paul Salmon, and Danny Crawley hangs his head in shame.
He shouldn't do that because he's had the better of Salmon today. Had a great game.
15 points the difference. Turner, clean possession. Just a tick over 6 minutes remaining. Danaher up from centre half-back, takes the timely mark, wants to play on. It's a little ambitious. Folds under pressure now, just inside the boundary. Danaher, keen to make amends, goes across and is penalised for holding the ball. Evans will get the free kick. St Kilda with the ball down towards right half forward. Evans barking instructions. Told to play on now. Has a bounce. Centres the ball. Owen goes up, surrounded by Bombers. It falls behind. Chance for Jones, taken high, surely. That must be a Bob Jones free kick down there. Madden's not happy. He claims he ducked into it.
I think he did duck into it too, Dennis. And it doesn't look good because he doesn't look too good on the ground there, Bob Jones.
Simon Madden having plenty to say to the umpire.
He's ducked the head and gone down underneath Simon Madden. Then Madden's come down on top.
Like a wrestling hold, that one.
It's not good to see.
Clock has been stopped.
Really reluctant to move him, I would think, with that sort of injury. Yes, the clock has stopped. 5:20 remaining. The Saints led by 21 points at quarter time, only to trail by 10 at half time. Essendon led by 9 points at three-quarter time. It seemed to all intents and purposes the Bombers would cruise home on the breeze. Not so. St Kilda had other ideas, and they've launched a great counter-attack, but Essendon have steadied. Stretcher about to come out.
I think he's all right, Dennis.
Well, that's good. He's on his feet. He's certainly feeling pretty groggy out there. Not the time for him to take a kick. He needs perhaps to stay down just a little while longer and let one of his more long-kicking teammates take the kick. They thought that out pretty well. Owen's got the ball. Owen's put it out of bounds on the full. Well, so much for that idea. Bob should have taken the kick.
Rod won't be too happy with that. Hawker, as for the short pass, a slips catch type mark out there. Gary Folds makes no mistake. And it'll take plenty of time too. The Essendon veteran. Folds from left back pocket. O'Donnell is almost going to come out with it. After Madden was the high flyer. With Stuart Lowe. That pair will contest. Madden wins it. Harvey. Spiral punt kick. Love to see those with the breeze. They travel the proverbial country mile. This is Flood right on 50 metres. No one there. That's on the wrong side if you're an Essendon fan. 1 point, but St Kilda still need a couple of goals. They've got 4.5 minutes in which to get them. They need 3 goals, don't they? Yep. Kenny Frawley. Looking for a lead. Too much movement out there. Front is Turner. Goes to Danaher. Can't get through a lot of players out there. McConville. Evans at right half back. Transfers play up towards centre wing, running with the flight of the ball and reading it well. Korkamiris. Hawker almost hatched it and gets a push in the back for his try. So I guess we can say well played. Glenn Hawker, as it turned out.
Versatility is the name of the game for Essendon. Hawker started in the centre up on the half-forward line. Now he's in the back pocket.
Been a great player today. The spiral punt. Well, we're not going too far out there, are we? Clock at 3:33 to go, and Essendon apparently the game in their keeping. Dennis.
Looks that way, Peter. Interference to Madden, who's been a wonderful player this afternoon. Simon Madden, Simon Madden centering the ball. I remember he's going to go to the other side. Down goes Frawley. Harvey collected him. Korkamilis has the ball meantime. Frawley hasn't moved.
That'd be the square off.
Korkamilis long towards half forward. Rogers got a fist on it. Burke goes looking for Clutch with a hand pass. Hawker dives on top of it. Knocked out there by Walsh. Over the ball is Folds, and he'll get the free kick. Frawley's up. He's okay. Buick making himself available on the outer side, close to best on ground, aided by the performance of Madden. Away goes Buick. Gains about 10 metres, kicks towards half forward. Frawley back on his feet and fighting hard again. Socket away from him that time by Salmon. McConville's over the ball. Well tackled by Harvey. Ball spills free. It's animated there, as you can see. Turner being restrained. Meantime, Anderson's got it. He's pulled off it. And these players can't give much more. The umpire will move in and ball it up, and some frustration in there. St Kilda sensing this game has snuck away from them.
Well, the game starting the way it finished, with a few slight altercations.
There'll be some very sore players tonight.
It's been a marvellous game.
It's It's been a top performance by both teams. As you said, Dennis, a pity we have to have a loser. Free kick Essendon's way for player held when not in possession. That player was the tallest man on the ground in Paul Salmon, who kicked 1 goal this quarter after being beaten all day by Danny Frawley.
Height a real advantage in the last quarter when players are getting tired, as Turner was on that occasion. That contest with Salmon. Salmon held his ground, and through frustration Turner gave away the free kick.
1.5 minutes to go. Salmon right on 50 metres. Out of bounds, not on the full. A throw in Essendon's right forward pocket. McConville will get up, just. Right next to the behind post. Turner with Salmon. McConville travels only about 15 metres. Grant spills the mark. Out it comes to Harvey or Anderson. Anderson gets there first, runs into trouble, gets out of it, flicks it out to his captain. The short pass is okay to Izzard, with Gotch standing. Izzard's played a wonderful game too. Looks for his partner in crime, Buick, the 2 redheads, and Buick marks right on the boundary line. So Essendon bottling it up inside a minute to go. It's Essendon's game though now. Played a good third quarter against the Breeze, and they kicked 3 goals, 3 goals 1 to be precise. And that stood them in good stead. Mark to Rice, is it, or out of bounds? No, the umpire says okay. Flood standing the mark, and Rice will take it.
He's played well today, Dean Rice, in the back line for St Kilda.
Kick dropping a little short. In front is Madden, makes no mistake about that. It does pay to play in front. How to get around that man who's rucked tirelessly all day. As we saw by the stats at 3/4 time, Essendon in the hit-out department well and truly on top. It might have sneaked through for a goal right on the siren. Goal umpire says yes, all clear, and the Bombers are home. Well, top game of football here with Essendon emerging victorious